Yes. Anyhow, so I just feel like doing a video. There's a couple of things I had in mind to maybe talk about, but I don't know. First, I'd have to remember what those couple of things were. For example, so there's this channel that's still on BitChute. Most of the channels that were like my size, that were putting out, decent content, where they were showing their face, it wasn't just an anonymous channel. The majority of those got driven off of the BitChute platform. And so there's nothing left like what I'm doing. The smaller channels that were doing what I'm doing, that were on BitChute, got driven off the platform by all these extreme radicals and grifters. All these, these fringe groups. And these insane fringe groups completely took over BitChute. And so like smaller channels like the one I'm doing, mine had maybe 350 subscribers, and I was doing basically what I'm doing here. And any channels that were like mine, where they're showing their face and doing commentary on their views on what they think is happening with this different subjects and stuff, they all got driven off of the platform by extreme radicals. And I seen this during my time on BitChute, but it increased a ton in the last 5 or 6 months. And it got so bad that I wouldn't even do it anymore. I'm just like, fuck this, fuck BitChute. And but anyways, there's 1 or 2 channels left. And so there was this one that I was watching, and he's talking about how BitChute is a free speech platform, and I'm just like, no, it ain't. No, it's not. Any small channels like mine, we all just got driven off of the platform by all these extreme weirdos putting out threats and attacking other people's channels and stuff. And so to further allow dominance of these platforms by the big popular channels, and the majority of the big popular channels are just YouTubers that are publishing their content cross-platform. Like they have an account with Rumble, BitChute, Odyssey, YouTube, and they'll do a video, and then it'll just spread on all their different accounts on all their different platforms. But their main platform is just YouTube. So it further empowered the people that were ruining BitChute to begin with. And the majority of these extreme fringe groups on BitChute, they were just shooting their own self in the foot. They're attacking all the little channels instead of aiming high and going after the real problem. They're attacking all these small channels. So then all the small channels are like, fuck this, I don't even care anymore. Take BitChute and shove it up your fucking ass. I don't even care. And I was one of them. I'm like, fuck this shit. Fuck. You guys go ahead and talk all your dumb shit about whatever the fuck you think. I don't care anymore. And so I started back up on YouTube. And a lot of people, a lot of these BitChuters are still trying to proclaim how YouTube is the adversary and BitChute is the good place, and they don't even see. They don't understand. Either they don't understand, or they're agent provocateurs that were part of calling BitChute of all the smaller channels. So all it did is make the popular channels bring even more views and likes and all this shit to these popular channels on BitChute, which, like I said, they're all YouTube channels. That's all they are, is YouTube channels. So a small channel can't thrive at all on BitChute. You know, there's an illusion that a small channel can, but it's all an illusion. And so I'm listening to this guy who's still got somewhat of a smaller channel. He's not in popular and trending yet. And he's complaining about, you know, all this stuff, right? And he's still trying to put up this facade that like there's a BitChute versus YouTube, and everybody knows that's not true. Like how could he not know that that's not true? It's just all YouTube versus BitChute is controlled opposition. There is no competition between BitChute and YouTube. All the YouTubers are the ones that are dominating the BitChute platform. How can you even think that there's any competition? So any potential competition that there would be is the smaller BitChute channels that are pushing back against all these YouTubers that have taken over BitChute. But instead of all these smaller channels pushing back against the YouTubers that are dominating BitChute, this astroturfed war between smaller channels just exploded out of nowhere 5 months ago. And only the people that were doing small channels actually knew about it. Nobody outside of that even knew. Even a lot of people that viewed these channels, they're not really paying any attention because they don't see they don't see any of this because they're not running a channel. Or if they are, it's just some stupid channel where they're just showing videos of their kitten, like 1-minute videos of their kitten. And that's it. They're not engaging in the public discourse that's going on BitChute. So they don't even notice. They don't know that these big YouTube channels are the ones dominating everything and that are ruining fucking BitChute. So they don't know. And a lot of the viewers of these small channels, they're not really aware of what's going on. Like it's totally different to be a passive observer of a channel like a BitChute channel than it is to actually run a BitChute channel. It's like totally different. And no talking shit to viewers, but viewers just don't really understand that aspect of it if they're not running a channel, you know. Especially a channel where they're putting their face out there and everything and giving their own opinions rather than just mirroring other videos of other people's opinions. It's a rare art. And all these channels, they all got fucking, all the good ones, they all got fucking, they don't even exist on BitChute anymore. BitChute has declined so much. And so then there's this guy, I'm watching his video, and he's trying to still talk like BitChute is something, like there's something going on BitChute. Well, there ain't. BitChute is the same as Rumble, is the same as Odyssey, is the same as YouTube. It's all the same. And so some of these people, they're still trying to talk shit like, oh, YouTube, you just go back to YouTube then. Well, it's all the same shit, so okay, I will. Like, it's all the same. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Call me all your names, all the names you want, because now I'm on YouTube. I don't care. I'm not putting up with a bunch of fucking freaked out fucking fanatics that don't even understand what's going on, that are running around like wild fucking hyenas all over BitChute, just shitting and smearing diarrhea all over everything, no matter what it is, just for the sole purpose of like territorial pissings to try to establish who's the alpha. That's fucking the stupid. It's just dumb. BitChute is dumb, just like every other platform. They're all stupid. So, like, for me to run a channel that only has like 3 subscribers is perfect for me. Perfect. You know, I've actually thought of, I might start doing that. I'll just run a channel. And like a bigger platform like this is better, because then people can't just find me where they're like, look, all these fanatics that are foaming at the mouth fanatics and shit. Try to find me on YouTube. You ain't gonna find me. Go fuck yourself, you know? I've already had my fucking house burned down and all this other shit. I don't need no more fucking problems, you know? So yeah, YouTube is perfect in that sense because it's just so massive that, like, to find me is like finding a needle in a haystack. Am I really that important to you? If so, that's really odd. That's something that really needs to be investigated. Like, why would you have such an interest in me that you would come over to YouTube and like sift through like you're like a searching for a needle in a haystack. You know, you must really have it out for me. I must have said something that really got under your skin. You know. So no, I ain't putting up with this with BitChute's bullshit. BitChute's just like YouTube and Odyssey and Rumble. And people try to point out, well, yeah, but if I say I can talk about the Jays, I don't care. I don't even care about the Jays. It's an AstroTurf trend that's all over BitChute. The Jays, it's the Jays, it's the Jays. It's all bullshit. Reducing everything to a race issue is always bullshit. Like that's the most low IQ shit. Reducing everything to a racial issue is I don't care about it. And that's all over on that's what all BitChute is anymore. It's the Jays, it's the Jays. And it's all bots. It's all a bunch of bots and people with sock puppet accounts you know, running around It's the Jays with their fucking 10 or 20 sock puppet accounts, ratioing everything and trying to put up these facade that there's a bunch of people on there saying it's the Jays. It's all bullshit. It's all just the AstroTurf bullshit. So you got all them dominating the lower tier of BitChute, and then all the YouTubers dominating the upper tier, and that's all it is. That's complete censorship. That is complete censorship. To use fucking tons of sock puppet accounts to you know, to AstroTurf like there's this big discussion about something that means nothing. That's censorship. That's no different than YouTube's censorship of everything, you know? So, yeah, these platforms are all shit. It goes back to what I was talking about when YouTube aborted itself back in 2016 and 2017. That has never recovered. All that truth of shit, all that great shit that was going on YouTube back before it aborted itself, that shit's all gone. It ain't on BitChute. It ain't on Rumble. It ain't on Odyssey. It's nowhere. It's gone. They scrubbed it. They succeeded. And you've got all these people that they just can't accept reality for what it is. They have to you know, they get immersed in all this delusion about how there's something going on BitChute. No, there isn't. Dude, I ran a channel on YouTube for from 2015 or 2016 till 2020 when they completed everything, when they completed the abortion. And then I ran a BitChute or a channel on BitChute for 2.5 years or more, and it's all the same. It's dude, it's worse. BitChute has gotten exponentially worse. It's all the same shit. And you still got people on there trying to talk like BitChute is where it's at and everything. And it's that is totally untrue. That they don't censor on BitChute. That's all it is censorship. They just create tons of artificial intelligence bots that flood the entire fucking platform. And that's how they erase and silence people. Is you have all these fucking fake bots and tons of sock puppet accounts all over the place. And they're all just saying all this stupid shit about nothing. So to find somebody who's actually talking about something that's real is rare on BitChute. You know, it's all fake. It's all communist media. And so anyways, it's just really bizarre. You know, that you got these people and they have to be paid. They have to be paid propagandists to be still on BitChute talking about how BitChute is a free speech platform. That is so that is so last year, man. It is so done and over. There's still a couple decent channels, like I mentioned, Gypsy Fox. Gypsy Fox is a good channel, but outside of that, I mean, you can't find nothing on BitChute. You know, the only thing BitChute is good for is what is the latest lie that is coming out. Because it's easier to find it on BitChute than YouTube, because YouTube is so massive. It's so fucking massive. If you want to take this massive pile of shit that is YouTube and condense it down to, well, what are the main lies that everybody's saying on YouTube? that are being spoken on mainstream media and then on YouTube. Like, what are the main ones? But you don't want to sift through mainstream media, and you don't want to sift through this massive sea of YouTube. You just go to BitChute, and BitChute condenses it all down. Condenses it all down to like, here's what the bullshit is, and here's the bullshitters bullshitting the bullshit. And that's all BitChute is good for now. So it is good for something. Instead of having to sift through masses of piles of shit to find out what is the latest, biggest pile of shit that is being put out today, you just go to BitChute and it's all right there. It's all right there. You don't have to sift a bunch. Just go to trending. There's the trending. Go to popular. That's the latest bullshit. And that's all any of these platforms are good for, you know. And the reason BitChute is better is because, like, it's not like massive like mainstream media. It's not massive like big tech platforms like YouTube. It's new tech, so it's small. So it just takes all them big piles of shit and just condenses it down to like, here's the shit of today. Here's the bullshit of the day, and that's it. And the bullshitters dominate the platform, and then whoever's left that is doing a channel, you know, if they're doing a real channel like Gypsy Fox, well, you know, ask Gypsy Fox. You know, I'm assuming I'm getting the idea, like, just by watching Gypsy Fox, that he doesn't even watch BitChute hardly at all. He like, I pay attention to BitChute, and because I like to challenge these bullshitters and these useful idiots and agents and shit. So I'll do that for fun if I have time. But outside of that, like, I'm not getting much out of BitChute except for what's the latest lie. And it's always good to kind of keep a pulse on what's the lie of today. What's the lie of the week, the lie of the day, the lie of the month. And it's all right there on BitChute. It's way easier to find it. You just go to BitChute and there's all the lies. These are the big lies that are being pumped out for the day and the week and the month. So it's good for that, and that's it. And that's what I'm saying. Like, the ridiculous thing is, you still got these, like, and they've got to be agents. I mean, or they're just so useful. They're just such useful idiots that it's just like beyond hope for them, that are, you know, trying to act like BitChute is something. No, it ain't. And that, like I said, that's all BitChute is good for, is keeping a pulse on what is the bullshit flavor of the day, what is the bullshit flavor of the week, and what is the bullshit flavor of the month. And it's way easier to find it on BitChute than it is YouTube or Odyssey or Rumble. But it's the same bullshitters. The bullshitters are the ones that are presenting the bullshit stories. So you have to understand, like, all these guys, they're all just grifting, lying shills. And the small channels that used to exist that aren't grifting, lying shills, they've all been driven off of BitChute. They got so sick of all it's the Jays and all this other, everybody got sick of it and just were like, fuck you. Go ahead and have your shitty platform. It sucks anyways. It's dominated by YouTubers. So what are you talking about when you're trying to talk about how BitChute is some revolutionary free speech platform? That's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And like I said, I was watching this channel, and there's a guy that still going on like that, that's what's going on. And I'm looking at this guy like, man, you're either just not, you just haven't, you know, been caught up to speed yet, or you're a fucking agent trying to still push this BitChute shit. Anyways, very strange.